Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to discuss the ending of The World Ends With You and what happens to Neku at the very end of the game, and it's an ending that causes some confusion for a lot of people. By the way, I am talking about the end of the game in this video, so plot spoilers of course. If you don't want the ending ruined or the ending of the anime ruined, don't watch this video. Anyways, a lot of people think that Neku plays the game a fourth time, and we're not allowed to see it. I think it's a mixture of separate things that causes the confusion. The way the last scene's played out, followed by a 7-day later sign, and the fact that Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance Traverse Town story kind of plays out like these characters are in their fourth week of playing this game. Especially with Joshua's personality being a lot kinder towards them, and more interested in looking after them like he's some sort of guardian, which I think is more of his true personality than what we really see him act like throughout most of the game. Throughout most of the game, we do kind of see him being a manipulative jerk, and that is part of his personality. But a lot of that is just to test Neku. He wants to see what he can get out of Neku. However, I'm here to tell you Neku's adventures ends at week 3 after Joshua shoots him in a duel. How can we tell? What clues do I have? Well, first let's think about it logically. The Reaper's game is supposed to be very dangerous. While the video game never really tells us how many people are playing, with the exception of week 3, which starts off as a solo experience with just Neku until Beat decides to make a pact with them, because the game cannot be completed solo, and Beat's an honorable guy, just not one that thinks things through. At any rate, thanks to the anime and how many people we see standing around, we can probably say the game starts off with quite a few dozen players. At any rate, by usually the middle of the 5th or 6th days, we are down to only a handful of contestants. And the way some of the Reapers talks, it's usually unusual for the game to last a full 7 days, and for the Game Master to step in and directly battle the players, nevertheless lose to them twice. And to have a player go through the game twice and survive is rare. Nevertheless, 3 times, and then taking down the number 2 Grim Reaper is almost impossible if you think about it. It was only possible because Neku got help from Joshua on several occasions and was already a super strong player to begin with. On top of that, though, Joshua didn't choose Neku, though, just because he thought Neku would be a strong player. He chose Neku because despite being able to be strong at Sykes, Neku was crap at the rest of the game. A game about team building and trusting your partners and forcing yourself to overcome these different traps and problems that come after you. After the Reapers have taken something from you that you normally would consider to be soul-crushing, that you wouldn't be able to function without it. Neku starts off being so selfish, the only thing the Reapers can think of taking from him is his memories and sense of self. But by the beginning of week 3, he has changed so much that they can take the rest of the players and leave him basically alone. His worldview and wanting to reach out and trust people have changed. Joshua has accomplished his mission. It wasn't about earning the right of whether or not he can destroy Shibuya or beating the conductor. It was about seeing if humanity can change by choosing one of its worst members and giving him that chance. Neku succeeded and beat Joshua's game when he refused to shoot a person he still considers a friend, even after it's revealed he betrayed him and put him through hell. A long way from the beginning of the game when he found Shiki's lack of faith, well, disturbing, and was doing that just to save his own skin. So there is no reason for a 4th round. Neku has already proven he can change and become a force of good and build human relationships. He's no longer a closed-off, selfish person that we see at the beginning of the game. But let's take a look at the scenes again just to show you proof he's no longer in the underground. First, let's take a look at what we see at the beginning of each week. We see each time traffic noises, the lights changing, and of course, Neku laying unconscious on the ground. The final time we see this too after Joshua shoots him. Neku looks the same, but one of these pictures is slightly different. This picture right here. The first 3 weeks we see people just walk past him, not noticing him. I don't know about you, but I would notice an unconscious emo kid on the ground, but they don't because they can't see him because he's in the underground layer of existence fighting the Reaper's game. But the final one where he's shown in the real world, we see people surrounding him. They see him. He's back in the real world and he yells, "What's going on?" because the last thing he remembers is getting shot. So what about the 7 days thing? Well, the next week, Neku probably just rests. I imagine he startles any family he might have with the fact that he's alive. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I mean, his body should have decomposed in the last 3 weeks. This is getting icky. Maybe I shouldn't go down this road. And then goes to hang out with his friends. Meanwhile, his inner monologue that you hear at the end is aimed at Joshua, saying he will never forgive him for his betrayals and the hell he put him through, but he does understand and trust him to do the right thing, and even would like to show up to the gathering of his friends a week later. And if you get the special scene, which I've never have, you do see that Joshua is watching him from up above. That's what the ending was about. It didn't take Neku playing another game to come home. That 7 days was just him resting and the rest of them resting after what's probably a traumatic experience, and then finding out where his new friends lived and finding a meeting spot for them. I mean, one of them, Shiki, doesn't even look the same now that she's returned to the real ground and has regained her former appearance. And I'm hoping the anime does a lot better job explaining the ending. It does do a good job of getting the plot of The World Ends With You right. The characters and their dynamic, not so much, but it does get the plot right. At any rate, this is Tommy the Game Master signing out. Yes, I got some videos coming down the pipeline, including a review and some more story analysis I'm hoping to get done in the next week or two. In the meantime, this is Tommy the Game Master signing out. I hope you guys are doing good. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below.